Hi Brymo,
Hi.
how you doing?
Good.
First of all, thank you for making this interview for us.
Thank you for having me.
How important is it for artists to perfect their stagecrafts in terms of live performances and all that? How important is it?
I think it's like extremely important. Extremely important. The stages are usually the production phase where you're taking care of songwriting and vocals and productions and mixing and mastering, and then you publish, and then next thing you have to uh, uh, being a great performer is actually even more important than being a chatterbox, than being great at conversation, simply be on a TV interview or even on radio. Being a great performer is way more important. Those are the two things. So yes, I think those are the two most important parts: how the music gets to be put together and gets to be production, and of course performance. Uh, you can always find an agency, someone to promote for you. Yeah, but it's very hard for people to be able to create the kind of music that you would like to create for yourself, or for anybody to perform the way you would like to perform your music. So yes, performance is ridiculously important.
Tell us about the Brymo live show at Terra Kulture. How did it come about?
I think we started out with organized chaos, and after a while, I think it happened about 2015 or 16. I'm not very sure anymore. But Terra Culture, Mrs. Bolanlios Peters, she had been introduced to Brymo music, and then she wanted us to do something together to do a soundtrack for a stage play called Wakati Musical. And we got hired for the job, and I had so much fun doing that because the script was very inspirational. It's been amazing. You know, and it feels like not having to leave Nigeria to have a world-class event place and still have a good show. Yeah.
You just released the Brymo live show at Terra Culture. You just released it on Boomplay.
Yes.
Why was it important to you for listeners to experience that live show effect?
First of all, I think it's important for two reasons. I feel like there's not enough of that being done lately. Maybe probably 20 years ago, this is the last time any artist in our kind of in the structure that we belong in the Nigerian music industry has recorded and put out a live album. I don't think anyone has put out a live album in 20 years, except you're a Fuji musician or a high life musician, and they record live anyway, So that's what they do all the time. With contemporary Nigerian music, this literally is the first concert album I've heard in decades, and especially recorded in Nigeria at a concert in Nigeria. So yeah, it's very special. Sorry, what was the question again?
Why it was important for?
Yeah, it's very important. So first of all, there's not enough of that here, and second of all, it's good for bragging rights, and I know for sure because of the drought of it. When we finally put it together and put it out, people would be like, okay, yes, there's a thing as live concert albums, especially recorded in our own country. So on many levels, it's amazing, it's fulfilling, and these are like very little moments that I live for as a musician. And because I'm a Nigerian artist, there's not so many big laurels to live for locally, but these are the little changes that will eventually lead to those big moments. I believe if we have little moments like this, imagine 5-10 live albums coming out of Nigeria every year. That shows quality of musician, and it just gets better from there.
You released this album exclusively on Boomplay. How has the partnership been so far with Boomplay?
It's a great partnership. When I received the brief for the releases, I was taken aback. I was surprised. I said, "What's up, Pastorize Media? Like, kilo shele everybody, like Nigeria gets exclusive release for 30 days before the rest of the world. Whoa, things are changing out here." Yeah. So it feels very good to be doing this with Boomplay, and yes, and the investment is quite ample as well. So we are happy.
You are what some will call a niche artist. Do you ever feel pressure to, go back to Afro pop, or as we call it now, Afro beats, to go back to that sound and do a thing or two with it?
Maybe initially, between 2013 and 2015, it felt like, yo, how far? You sure? You sure say you go like how? But then, it was a decision I had made since about end of 2012, so I didn't back down. And like everything else in life, the more you try at it, the better you just seem to get at it. And so, no matter how tired I'd become, no matter how frustrating it had become, I just tried one more time, and then one more time, then one more time. Believe me, it's very, very difficult to be recording a project of 2020. It's more difficult than 2013.
Why is that?
Yeah, because it's just life. It gets more difficult to want to do it again. But once I start, it just feels like, okay. It just feels better because you've done it over and over and over again. But every time you want to start, it just feels like, man, here we go again. The same process, living and reporting my experiences in the form of written songs, and then perfecting those write-ups, and then getting to produce them and record them and mix and master and then release, and then getting to score with musicians because they have to perform it live, Even if they were the ones who produced in the studio, usually it's never as coherent as when you meet at rehearsals like this, because the production process is different from this. I don't usually want to be in the studio just having the band jam with me and just singing with them. It would be super rough. So the process of creating an album is totally different. And so did I answer the question?
Yes, you did. So Afrobeats seems to be taking off well, getting acceptance with global audiences. What do you think would be like the next sound from Africa that will get to that level or even surpass what Afrobeats has gotten to right now?
First off, I don't think Africa has a business trying to surpass anything on the international scene. I think we have quite a lot of work to do back home, or else you'll wake up one of these days and all our catalogs will belong on foreign platforms, because foreign platforms have better storage space than our local platforms. They have better business structure. They are like Western countries. They have more money. They have a lot of these things working for them. So I don't know how we intend to actually take over that world and replace their music with our own on their radios. I don't know how that's ever going to happen. I don't know. Or maybe we just want to settle for the crumbs out there and just manage, because at least maybe it's better than Nigeria. Maybe that's what we want to settle for. I don't know. But I feel like if we put more effort locally into making our industry better, people will not have to run away. People will go international because the time has come, the hour has come for them. The world will pick them, as opposed to us chasing and replacing every few years.
What are the things you put into consideration when you start out to make a project? What are the things you put into consideration?
Because music has become a tool for me, a tool of expression, and one of my greatest attraction to making music is the freedom to create however I want to create. I don't think a lot of artists, especially locally, enjoy that freedom enough. Even artists who have the freedom, they still don't use it. So I dedicate myself to that expression. And what that means is that it gives me the opportunity to be whoever I want to become, to be a singer today or to be a preacher tomorrow. And I think that's what I live for. That's what I truly live for. And for Project 2020, I'm looking forward to a different Brymo. Earlier I was talking to my manager and the band about how bored I am performing songs from the old catalog, and everybody's like, yo, Osho is just 1 year old. You know what I'm saying? So in itself is like a drug, the desire to start and finish a project. So as soon as we finish one, I remember I used to tell Larry, let's wait for 2 years. Now I'm like, I did an EP this year with a group of friends of mine from Scatter Vibration, and I had no business making an album this year. It's supposed to be 2 years between Osho and Project 2020. In fact, I promised earlier on Twitter in January that there will be no album from me this year until 2020. But look at us, we've released two, one live album and one, another live album that is original music, Scattered Vibration. So yeah, I'm usually just looking forward to the evolution and the changes that I get to report to the public. And every single time I make an album, it feels like I've sort of let go of the experiences that I'm sharing with the public, and then I just become a new person immediately. So yeah, I hope my changing does not drive my loved ones mad one day, but it's just been an amazing journey. It's been amazing.